Do you even listen to podcasts?
Yeah, but
will you listen to this one?
I listen to Rogan.
Oh, okay.
And he does an hour and a half to 2 hours
on a weekly basis.
I think it's a weekly basis.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Yeah, and I can't listen to his podcast.
But he also has
too
guests.
Much.
He has guests. So it's people that I don't listen or watch the ones where people I don't want to. Listen to. But he pulls in who he can. Shapiro is starting to do every Sunday a talk, like interview with somebody he feels he wants to talk with. And I've been watching those, but because I think of his Jewish religion, I think like he skipped one Sunday. But otherwise, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
So the Sabbath isn't the Sabbath on Saturday?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well, let's say the Sabbath is on Sunday.
They might not. Are we recording now?
We are.
That's awesome.
Oh, we're recording?
I kind of wanted to just...
I was just Googling shit.
We were just talking.
I'm just figuring out if the Sabbath was on the Sunday and he's Jewish, I guess when you're Jewish it's okay to just observe it like one day a month and you're good.
Right.
Is that what you're getting at?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. How Jewish are you? All right.
I'm black. I can't be Jewish.
Sammy Davis Jr. was.
Lenny Kravitz.
Okay.
Lenny Kravitz is also Jewish.
He was very Jewish.
We're going to have to listen to the Adam Sandler Hanukkah song for all of our research.
He does love
here.
Adam Sandler.
I do. He's like the best actor of all time. Are we really recording this?
Winona Ryder drinks Manischewitz wine, then spins a dreidel with Ralph Lauren and Calvin Klein. Guess who gives and receives loads of Hanukkah toys? The girls from Baruch Assault and all three Beastie Boys. Lenny Kravitz is half Jewish, Courtney Love is half too. Put them together, what a funky, badass shoe!
And I'm going to officially hit start.
Is there food around here?
Holy shit.
Sorry.
We're going to have a food delivery somewhere in the middle of the podcast. We're going to have him ordering his food.
Where's your McDonald's at? You're wasting. We're in here and we're talking about food. Can we get your sort situated so he can start the timer and we can actually, do our podcast?
Oh, the timer started now.
I know. I understand.
Oh, I was, I'm fashionably late as a black man.
So here's what cracks me up. You're sitting there. Oh, I'm Googling stuff. Yeah, but what are you Googling? It's nothing to do about topics.
Stuff, literally.
He's Googling food. Where can I get it?
I'm hungry.
He's holding up the show so he can Google food because he's hungry. He shouldn't drink on an empty stomach. Yeah, you should have thought about that. Like, did you think I was teasing when I said I was going to bring hard stuff?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't know if he thought you meant dicks or...
He might have wanted it. He is an Adam Sandler fan.
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit gay, but not really.
Statistically, if you like Adam Sandler...
Statistically.
He's just a touch gay.
Just a little bit. Like a teensy bit. I went to Pride once.
He touched...
and the guy touched my ass, so...
That makes him gay.
That's as gay as I'll go for now. Does
it make you gay if you touch dicks together? I mean, you're not kissing.
No.
And there's no penetration.
It's like dicks kissing.
That's disgusting. It's like, hey man, how you doing? I'm alright, how about you? Just bumping. That's pretty gross. You just don't call me the N-word, it's fine.
We're going to call you the N-word. N-word. You're the N-word. You.
I'm calling the cops on you, sir.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
wait.
I'm not loitering.
You calling the N-word police?
I'm not loitering. I made purchases.
I'm calling the black police. I'm calling the Black Panthers. I'm calling the Marilyn Mosby.
Oh. I'm scared. It's out of your jurisdiction.
Is today the official is it 31 days or just 30 days in June?
30 days in June.
Okay, so today is officially the last day of Gay Pride Month. You get a full month.
There's a Gay Pride Month?
That's what I
heard somewhere there was 2 months.
Is it 2 months now?
It may be 2 months.
Sure. When's
Comment, Urban Ninja.
Don't look at me. I have no idea what the fuck
you only get 1 month, and it's only a partial month.
I don't even celebrate Black History Month. Actually,
How does one celebrate Black History Month? Do you put up flags or banners?
Do something
decals?
historical.
You're just late to work all the time. The whole month of February.
And you're excused, right?
Excuse me.
Is that okay?
Black people are always fashionably late.
Okay.
We're really recording right now.
Yeah, we're recording. I'm listening to you make all these racist comments.
I don't want to say anything too white. I don't want to lose my black card.
Too late.
That, by the way, is the title of episode number 1.
I think you lose your black card just by coming out.
Are we really recording right now?
You lose your black card just coming out into this part of
It's okay.
There's black people
You're no
around
longer
here.
in the city.
Yeah, there was one black lady.
I mean, you guys
Yeah,
do the
it's that
nod
one.
like when you see each other, right?
That one.
And it's funny because like
what that is?
It is.
because like no matter what, if you don't know each other, if two black people are crossing paths, we always nod heads. It's like a thing. Like I don't have to know you. You're just like, you okay? I'm okay. Yeah, that's it.
And if they don't nod, is that when they get shot?
I don't know.
So
I
which captain from the, Pirates of the Caribbean are you going for with your cosplay look?
That's the third time I've gotten that this week. First,
You keep doing it.
First it was Black Jesus. Now I'm Jack Sparrow with Pirates.
I didn't say Jack Sparrow. I asked which one
No,
you're
it's
looking
Black
for.
Sparrow.
Oh, it could be Blackbeard.
I'll take Blackbeard for
But
500.
yeah, there you go. All right, Blackbeard's cool. Yeah,
I'm Blackbeard.
okay.
Although my hair is dark brown, but I'll call it Blackbeard.
That's fine.
We're gonna need a picture of him to put up for this episode too. So
That's
they,
fine.
So
That's
they
fine.
see what we're talking
He
about.
loves showing off. We'll even make him do the Captain Morgan pose.
It's like the greatest thing you've ever said ever in life.
I don't know. You liked doing the Bootsy.
I've done that in so long.
I know, but you loved it when you figured it out.
I've been doing like this old man voice. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Well, no, do it. You got to. You can't just say you do something and not do it.
Well, it's a secret. It's a black secret. It's a
Why does everything got to be a black thing with you?
because when
black reasons, black this,
when you have
black
a black
that.
card, you have to learn. You have to have a whole Britannica library full of these things.
Okay.
You have to have
So while
a
you
whole-
and I,
Nice
while
80s
you,
reference.
while you and I have conversations where we try to get away, we try to get away from the black-white thing, and we ask each other why can't people just be Americans? And I guess that's what, I know you're joking, and you say you got the black this and black that. It's just like, do you have any other shtick?
No, I don't.
No, okay, all right. So it's just all right. That's fine.
That's my default. I'm
That's
just gonna.
fine.
I'm not gonna Google that. I'm just gonna.
That's
go
okay.
with it.
So I mean, we could say it's a white thing then. I mean, Squig's not going to, but
yeah, it's fine.
I could say it's a white thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, that's okay.
If I can do black, you can do white.
All
Perfect.
right, I'm not going to. 'Cause,
Equal rights.
I got worse material than that. So
Oh no. What's the worst material?
no, just my everyday stuff. People get tired of it.
The N word?
I got crutches. That's I got crutches, according to his wife.
How do you get crutches?
He does the same jokes over and over
and
again.
over.
She
But
still
they
laughs
kill.
every time he does them.
I was gonna say they
crutches.
still kill, but they were my crutches.
Well, I mean, we
They were requested too. They were requested, and when I wasn't there, he recorded one of the nights I wasn't even there, and they were talking about me and the bits I were doing, and they all started trying to do the bits, and she's like, "No, wait until Hinske gets here. Wait until Hinske does it." But then when I do show up, she goes, "It's your crutch," and I'm like, "Yeah, but everybody fucking loves it."
Well, no one likes the black thing, so that's why I keep doing it. Because eventually, the more I do it, the more
You're
get
flooding.
accustomed
You're
to
flooding the market in hopes that it'll pick up. I get it.
Exactly.
All right,
That's all I got.
cool.
We still have reparations.
So I was on his show a little while ago, so people know how my life has been. Has it been some time since you've been here? How's your life going? I mean, you and I haven't even really talked. Is it kind of a catch up? How has your life been treating you?
Well, I upgraded from crack to meth, so
That's good. That's good.
it's a
Achievement unlocked.
they're really good sales.
That explains the hair.
Well, it's because of the heat in the laboratory when I make the meth, sell
Right.
it to white people. No offense,
Good. All right.
because only whites do meth. Apparently,
If they're dumb enough to buy it and you're making money off of it, do it.
I bought a house off of meth.
From your
There
Wow.
you go. Is it a big house?
Nah, it's. I get that because Hillary Clinton, big house equals jail, school to prison pipeline.
I was asking you if it was a big house,
I don't know.
like larger than a normal house.
it was a black thing again.
Okay.
It was another
well, I mean,
undercover black joke.
well, I mean, black house. White tends to look like bigger and open, while black, that looks smaller.
Oh, it's just spray painted with like graffiti on the front of it. It's got "Go Away" cracker on the front.
But the inside's real nice.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Did you at least spell cracker right?
So 2 C's, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
But not
exactly
next
it.
to each other.
It's 2 C's, right? Okay.
Right.
We're good.
I guess.
CRACKA, cracker. Just kind of like nigga, but cracker.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, so you're cool with me then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Now, what was it? I was in a history class in CCBC.
Okay.
And it was explained by the history teacher that cracker is actually telling a white man that they're
Quick
cracking the
cracker.
whip.
Yep.
That's what I got from it. Too.
Somehow that's an insult? I don't know.
You got me. I don't know.
I don't know.
Just like how I feel the N word isn't an insult. Even
I
ER
can't-
is not an insult.
You're not going to get me to say it. I know you're
No,
really
you
swimming
don't
around.
have to say it. It's okay.
You're swimming around it. You're like, I'm going to get this motherfucker to say it before he's drinking. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get me to say it.
You're going to say it. I'm going to make you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Say it.
See?
Nah, you're not going to say it. My mouth is on fire right now. I think I need...
Does he? I wasn't even noticing. Is he still drinking it? Are you still drinking it, or are you just sniffing it and putting it back down?
sniffing it, putting it back down.
What are we drinking, Hinske?
We currently are trying the small batch 1792. And the reason I purchased it, as we discussed earlier, they've recently had an accident where one of their warehouses that were holding casks of this stuff to be aged collapsed. I think it killed about 3,500 casks of their stock.
By cask, he means blacks. Black immigrant
Somehow
workers. I don't know.
I'm not following that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
So I figured, we may as well try this stuff so we know what we're missing.
The black jokes don't work.
I don't think we're missing much.
Yeah. It's okay.
So what is the
Better than
17?
Parmesan.
What is the 1792 supposed to signify? Like they obviously haven't been aging it since 1792.
I mean,
It
it's
apparently didn't make it.
I guess that's when they started it. It's a Kentucky bourbon, so they take pride in it because everybody in Kentucky. I don't think there's a distillery in Kentucky that makes bourbon that they don't take pride in.
Right.
So
This is the truth.
Camera open.
whatever it is, like this was $33.99, and I bet they still say that they can put it up against the top-notch stuff. So, but I don't know. We're not at that level yet. If we had Sideshow Al, he could probably this is how they make it, and all this other. We're not at that point. We're starting. We're working our way up to snobs about whiskey, and then we also have a bottle of Ardbeg scotch that we haven't even cracked open yet. But I guess that's the general.
due time.
That's the general premise of this little podcast that we're doing. Is I'd like to have some kind of new vehicle to taste and drink while we discuss whatever we want to discuss.
So you're talking about how Joe Rogan has interesting guests on his shows.
He just had Ted Nugent.
That guy loves talking.
Oh my goodness!
That might have been a 4-hour episode,
man.
actually.
It was interesting.
I
It
found
was
he could
interesting.
fight too. That's amazing. He's like a professional UFC fighter or something.
Ted Nugent is.
Oh, not him. Joe Rogan.
He's not professional. He's he trains. That's how he
He's a professional announcer.
keeps himself focused because he needs it in his life. And actually, he preaches that a lot to a lot of people. Is that martial arts will get you focused and disciplined in your life.
That's why I study urban ninjutsu.
Is that what exactly is urban ninjutsu?
So basically, you just blend in and learn about stuff, and then when the time is right, you just spring into action and help. Other than that, you just live a normal life, blending into the society.
So how have you sprung in and helped?
So I was leaving Boss Cause, and there were two older ladies that needed help opening the door. I opened the door for them.
Right, but did they see you doing it?
They saw me as they were coming in the door. They didn't see me at first.
Right, but they saw you holding the door for them, and they thanked you.
They thanked me.
So that's not ninjutsu. They saw you.
Well, they saw me after I opened the door.
Right, but they saw you.
Well,
Ninjas are known for sneaking in,
I only allow
assassinating,
I only
and getting
allowed them
out
to see
without
me.
being seen.
I only allowed them to see me. That's why it's urban.
That's not no. No,
Okay,
That's what urban means.
that's urban means I can be seen.
maybe. Urban means the environment. Ninjutsu is kind of just a
Right.
mental stability esque.
So what is it that fascinates you with ninja and Japan and all that stuff?
It's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of fascinating practices and
Such as?
like meditation and
Do you meditate?
often, pretty often.
You
Like,
sit down and clear your mind, and
yeah.
I'm just
So-
guessing.
So like in the mornings and then like sometimes at night, I just kind of sit and meditate and think happy thoughts.
Does it help?
It helps.
Okay.
Helps me not to kill people.
Now, there's times when you post up negative stuff or negative statements on Facebook. Did you
That,
not meditate at that time?
that's me releasing the negative energy.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah, it's-
That's a form of meditation.
It's a negative form of meditation.
You definitely get a lot of reactions from it.
It's
People
not-
being worried and stuff like that.
It's-
One could argue that it's an attention getter.
Nah, it's not.
That you just need to be loved.
That's not ninja-ish at all.
That too. I do need to be loved.
I think we need to come up with a new name for you. I don't think Urban Ninja really
Nah, it works.
grasps what it is that you.
Well, I'll tell you, Suburban Samurai doesn't work either.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. It
That
does not.
doesn't work. So if you could name me something,
I
what
would
you-
say it doesn't work, but it doesn't work just as much as Urban Ninja doesn't work.
And we already ruled out rural sensei, right?
I haven't heard that one.
I don't know, but that sounds awesome.
Rural sensei.
I mean, it rolls right off the tongue.
Rural
Rolls.
sensei. What does that mean? Well, I grew up in a rural environment, and I'm a sensei in the mind. So
It means you tip
Therefore.
cows without actually touching them.
therefore, I'm a sensei. So you can just say whatever, and it's the truth. You could be like, I'm Native American, and as long as you believe it, then you are Native American.
Oh. Technically, I am Native American. I was born here, right? On the soil. Right?
I guess so.
Technically, we're Native American.
No, it's one of those percentage things.
Oh, okay.
Spell percentage again? No, I'm just kidding.
2 C's.
I know one thing: if we're Native American, we cannot be racist.
You sure about that?
I mean, I've only ever heard it from one Native American woman, but I'm pretty sure she knows because she's Native American.
Fancy cakes?
Fancy
Miss
cakes.
Fancy Cakes herself.
We should bring Fancy Cakes on for a podcast and see how she's doing.
Well, I was going to say, so you were talking about Joe Rogan getting guests.
Oh, yeah.
Who's our big guest that's really going to get people listening? Is it Sideshow Alan as alcohol? Is it Fancy Cakes Kelly?
Well, I mean,
Oklahoma?
so far we don't need him for the alcohol, so...
But he may be. But you said he may be able to talk more educatedly about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'd snob up a little bit. I mean, he's not at the level of, like, some awesome... He just knows more about, the stuff. Him and his buddies geek out about it. It's just one of the things. Those and cigars. Mm-hmm. I was debating on cigars. Maybe if we do an outside show,
Yes.
I could break out some cigars.
Huh.
Maybe that should be the sideshow out. Maybe we pick a cool day to hang outside, smoke some stogies with our... You look worried.
Huh.
Are you not allowed to smoke cigars either? I mean, I know this is the strong stuff, and you're not really crazy about it.
I can't feel my face right now.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I'm
And that's just the bourbon. We haven't even touched the...
gonna go to the
Scotch yet.
bathroom and stare in the mirror.
Oh, I'm hoping that the scotch is smooth.
It's not. This is pretty.
We
smooth.
haven't had the scotch yet.
Well, maybe I've had it. I just didn't tell you.
You drank this?
Nah.
That's
He
interesting.
used his ninja skills to actually sip the liquid
I'm
from the
looking-
closed
yeah.
bottle.
I'm looking for the needle
all-
hole where he
it's
slipped the poison in.
It's all telekinesis. I'm like Psylocke from the X-Men.
Oh, you don't want to put yourself in that position. She was terrible, Psylocke.
Word?
Yeah, Olivia Munn.
No, not her. Not her. Anything but her.
That's who she was.
Well, I'm
You just said Psylocke from the movies.
No, I said from X. I said from
Oh,
movies.
okay.
I said from the X-Men. I didn't say the movies.
All right. I thought you were going to say X-Men movies.
No.
Olivia
I haven't
Munn's
even
terrible.
seen that one yet.
Have you seen Deadpool 2?
No, not yet.
Oh, my God. Who are you?
I saw The Incredibles too.
I would have figured you'd have been there before I was.
I saw The Incredibles too.
How does that work out?
It was pretty cute.
Okay.
guess.
I mean, I loved Incredibles 1, but it just took so long for them to make a second one.
It's 14 years.
It's like Pixar put out all these other movies in between. I mean, we had, we're up to...
It was worth the wait.
I think
wasn't
we're up to, like, the 100th Toy Story.
it? I didn't.
And for some reason, when we go, hey, how about Incredibles? They're like, get to it.
Don't worry.
Then they finally release it, and from the trailers, I'm like, it looks like it could be fun, but it also seems very just retread of the first movie.
I was going to say, it's
Just
basically
an
like
opposite.
they used all their superhero powers they weren't supposed to. They saved the world, and then the very next one is, you're not supposed to use your superhero powers. I was like, wait a minute, didn't we just
Right, and
establish...
instead
it
of-
was pretty cool though.
Instead of
Because-
Mr. Incredible going out to do the business, it's the wife, and he stays home.
Well, that's how the world is now.
Oh, it is. It
Happy
is.
wife,
Women,
happy wife, happy life. A squared.
women are the dominant
Yes,
force.
yep.
Happy wife.
I
happy
am
life.
so fucking happy right now. I can.
It's okay. You don't gotta lie to us. You're not happy.
Women are taking down the patriarchy.
That's why I'm gay. Because patriarchy. I can't even spell patriarchy.
Is that
Ever since Pride.
last day to be gay, and then you got to pull your pride back in?
That's okay. We're not really
Bring your
recording.
butthole.
Are we really recording this right now? I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but it's okay. Don't worry, I'm not
What?
gay. I'm looking for a woman that's like, what's her name? What's her name?
Hannah?
No, not
Oh.
her. Well, I'm looking for,
Is that ship sailed?
yeah, she sailed a long time ago.
No.
I want one of those,
The SS Hannah.
I want one of those bald, spear-wielding ladies from Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having one of those either. They look pretty hot.
Yeah, they were pretty hot.
There was a lot of complaints after the movie came out. This
Really?
powerful black, socially first time for everything movie that came out that really in my opinion, all that was just to get people's butts in the seats and make it one of the highest grossing movies.
And then,
the complaints afterwards from LGBT that they didn't specifically show that the warrior women were gay.
But
I didn't know they were.
Then nobody knew it was.
But the leader had a husband.
Right. No, you see, but
I'm not.
Yeah. No, they.
Okay, hold on.
I'm not seeing more.
Hold on. So what I'm hearing is, if it is a strong female who could kick a man's ass, she's not allowed to be heterosexual. She has to be gay.
Yes.
Wow.
Come on.
That's what it is.
I mean, that's pretty
as a black
offensive.
man, I'm now offended at that statement.
That's pretty offensive.
Well, they don't care because they're LGBT. They're not feminists.
Oh, they can't offend anyone, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Or if they do, if they offend someone and they say something.
Everything needs to be represented now. That's their take on it. Is that the social justice warriors, that not only does it need to be an all-black cast and all that, but you also have to somewhere in there have LGBTQ represented within the movie, or else it's a bust.
So I guess Thanos is a killer. I guess I don't know. Like, what about Thanos?
He doesn't have a sex.
He's a villain. So he's probably a cisgender male.
I guess
white. He's probably white, even though he's the villain.
He's purple.
So but it's an off purple. It's more of a white if you look at it close enough.
So he's the
depending on what you're looking for.
So I mean, he killed everybody. So he's technically a black man.
Oh, that's totally a white thing. No,
that's a white thing. We kill all the minorities according to the minorities.
That's racist.
I'm just going by what the media says. It's all the white man's fault. I'm impressing you right now. You don't even know it.
You're right. You're just sitting in my presence.
You're staring him down. You are not breaking eye contact. I feel kind of partial impression, too.
Shh. I'm going to start impressing you.
In the ass, you mean?
I feel like right now you're impressing me.
Pressing, like pressure on the... Anyway.
He's going to press down on your butt.
It feels like I got to poop, but in reverse.
He's going to press down on your butt.
That's what we should have done. We should have had a gay man on this first podcast because it ended Pride Month and asked if taking it in the ass was like going, taking a poop, but in reverse. Like when it starts coming out,
I should ask my.
Does it feel like you're pooping, and then when it goes back in, does it feel like you're pooping in reverse?
I gotta ask one of the leaders at my job if that's the actual gay thing. I should ask. I shouldn't ask though. That's kind of weird. So
you probably don't want to ask anybody any gay.
Having gay sex. Does it feel like it's going in reverse?
So you don't want to keep your job, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
They've never heard us before, or you think only people that we know are going to listen to this? And
they I'm
they
black.
Don't care about us.
Who's clearly not black.
Well,
so
you're Urban Ninja, I'm Hinske, and you're Squigio.
And
right,
I'm black.
But I mean, do we give them life stories, like how we met, like where we were born?
Yeah.
No,
so not right now.
So I was fresh.
Okay.
I'm fresh off the Mayflower.
You figure they'll figure out who we are just by our conversations, personalities.
Does everybody need to? I'm interested. Like when somebody does their first podcast, is it just a complete total introduction thing? And the reason I bring this up is
they usually kind of jump right into it.
I have Scooby snacks. I just remembered that.
And you learn as you listen.
Is that a drug reference?
No, I literally have Scooby snacks. I'm not even bullshit. I have a bag of Scooby snacks.
I've seen them. They look like actual dog treats, but they're cookies.
They're cookies.
We also established that you and I are white and he's black.
Yes.
I think we got
I'm
that
very
covered.
much so black.
Right. And he's got Scooby snacks. You've been bitching about food this whole time, and you've had it in your bag.
Is it actual dog biscuits?
No. It's actual Scooby snacks.
They're Scooby snacks. They're like graham crackers, but shaped like doggy biscuits.
Ah, that's... How do you know they haven't switched them?
Here's the hoping.
That's dog treats.
Usually you can tell if it's really hard and your teeth like break.
This is gay Pride Month, yes. You can tell when it's really hard and your teeth might break.
They're shaped like bones. Does it remind you of anything?
Wow.
So you've eaten a dog treat.
See, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna keep going. I'm like, he's gonna keep going with this.
Well, I mean, there's some dog owners that are like, I won't give my dog something unless I've tried it first. I'm like, all right, you go ahead and do that.
Are you that owner?
You don't know.
You're talking like you know about dog treats. This sounds like an interesting story. How,
I just thought they were shaped like
it's
dogs.
Hard, like your teeth are going to break. Well, how would you know?
And you have dogs too.
Yeah.
You have multiple dogs, actually.
I mean, I may have done the little like. It's not breaking. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez.
Squig ate a dog.
Darn.
You ate a dog treat. It's okay. You can admit it. It just makes you human. Everyone's made that mistake. I mean, not me, but everyone has.
You're trying to entrap me right now.
That you've eaten a dog treat?
Yes.
I'm just trying
You're
to get the facts
it's okay.
here.
We won't judge you. It happens.
Have I ever judged you about anything that you've done? Don't answer that. Anyway.
So I'm black.
We're white.
Very proud to be black. Although I don't represent a lot of black things, I listen to country music.
That's black, yeah.
I listen to Rascal Flatts and Keith Urban.
Well, it's because it's got Urban in the name.
Urban.
And Rascal. I don't know. I don't know about the Rascal.
Because he is a little rascal. Look at him over there.
Oh, he's buckwheat. I got you.
Buckwheat?
Oh,
That's racist.
man.
Still didn't call him the N-word.
That is rough.
It's okay.
Wasn't even going there.
I'm a cry later on, so it's all right.
Urban Ninja, can you say Ote?
I just want to let you know.
Say that.
Just want to let you know when he cries himself to sleep tonight, those tears are from you.
It's okay. I don't cry.
I wish I had
Real
that kind
men
of power
I don't
over
know
people.
why I do this to myself.
Real black men don't cry.
That people know of.
Yeah, because
Gotta keep it on the DL.
black psychology is non-existent. You must be mentally stable and strong because your ancestors came from boats and trees and stuff like that. I don't know.
Trees?
Were the trees on the boats? Like there's just these tall trees down across the ocean?
Yeah, we were like,
The boats were made
swinging.
from trees, so technically it's both at the same time.
Ninjutsu on your mind.
What?
I don't fucking know.
He's gonna trademark that. You better watch out.
I'm making shit up as I go here.
I don't know. You're the worst one-punch man I've ever seen.
So,
Buttons.
how black do you think you are?
I don't.
Is there a survey we can take? Can you Google that?
I don't think I'm black. Why? You think you're white at all?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty white.
You got some white in you?
How black?
What would you say makes you white?
Rock music? Although Chuck Berry? Okay, that is...
So the appreciation of a different culture's music makes you that part of that culture?
Yeah. Kind of like the white rappers who are from Detroit.
Well, yeah, but see, the problem is people are claiming that's culture appropriation. That's a bad thing now.
Huh.
I mean, because Eminem's come out against Trump, he's okay. But had he supported Trump, he would be considered a cultural appropriator.
I would still listen to him. Well, I don't know. Eminem's he's not hard to listen to. He's just very...
And I'm not sticking up for
intricate.
Trump in that. I'm just saying that that's the current state of affairs. Is right now the media is controlled by... It's a liberal media, except for Fox News. And I'm not saying either one of them are better than the other. I'm just saying that Fox is the only conservative one and everything else is liberal. And
Fox
what it
is
seems like, if you're not on the liberal agenda / train, then in the media you're against them. Like Kanye.
Huh. Everybody's against Kanye, though.
Well, yeah, because he came out and said him and Trump are like best buddies and he supports him.
They have dragon blood, too, apparently. Whatever the fuck that means. Kanye is just Kanye, to be honest. Kanye is...
After his
Kanye.
statement in support of Candace Owens, the approval of Trump by black males has gone up.
They left the plantation.
Even after Jay-Z and all the other rappers came out and said Conway's a moron and don't listen to him. The approval rating still went up.
Because Kanye.
And then, what was it, 3 weeks later, his wife's in there asking Trump to pardon somebody. and he did.
It's like we've got his ear now, pretty much. He said something about him.
He has said that if anybody wants to come into the office and talk to him about policies and stuff like that, do it. And everyone who has, he's listened to and done what he can. I'm not saying
Steve Harvey.
Kim Kardashian came in when he was
pardoned
saying,
Steve Harvey. Cool.
When he said come in and give me ideas for people to pardon, Kim Kardashian came in and he did. he
Does
responded
the president
to
have a quota, like pardon so many people
No,
a year?
I don't think so. No, but there's a certain
I'm looking to
time.
pardon people. Let's go. Golden tickets.
There's a certain time where they do. They just Obama did the same thing. He pardoned people. Trump pardoned Muhammad Ali.
Because he was a draft dodger, right?
And again, when I'm saying this, I'm not saying it because Trump is great. I'm just saying that for all the negative that's going on, there's also things that they won't highlight that, as far as I can tell, when Trump says, if you come to the Oval Office and we discuss things, I'll work on it with you. Everyone that I have seen go in and do that has come out unapologetically okay with whatever they discuss, and it seems like he follows up on what he says he's going to do.
Because even Steve Harvey said, he was like, you all may not like him, but we talked, and he's holding true to his word.
Ray Lewis and Jim Brown walked in when he just won the election to talk to him, and Jim Brown, I don't care what people say, has always been a social activist for the black community and black people. He went in, and I was expecting Jim Brown to come out and be very critical of Donald Trump and say bad things about him. No. And I'm not saying that just because that's Jim Brown. I thought with what everybody was saying about Trump and his, him being a racist and all this other stuff, I was expecting, Ray Lewis and Jim Brown to come out and Jim Brown to not be okay with what they discussed and what went on. And Jim Brown came out perfectly fine with everything and said that, it was constructive and they feel like they can work together in the future. And I don't think that was because he gave Jim Brown a shit ton of money. He doesn't have any money anymore. He's president. You can't be a millionaire anymore if you're president. You got to give all that up, all your companies and shit. So,
that timer means we're out of time.
Bullshit.
So that's what we closed on.
I apparently don't know how to turn this timer off. We're not like Joe Rogan, where we have these, big guests like Ted Nugent who can just talk and talk for hours and hours. And actually, I don't like listening to those long kinds of episodes like that. So we could pick up next time, talk about Trump if we want, or open up the scotch and talk about that or whatever. But any final closing words for this episode?
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blackity black, y'all.
He is.
Yeah, I'm black. Just to let you know. So if anyone's black and likes black people, let me know. Because
why, you're black people?
Yeah.
You look more like a black person.
Well, I'm like Blackbeard, so
you do have Blackbeard going.
If you like
you like pirates with glasses, he's your man.
And I'm a Black Panther advocate too, so bring a spear with you if you come. Oh, stupid! I quit. I can't do this, guys. I quit. I give up.
Well,
one episode. That's
thanks
awesome.
for coming out and trying the bourbon.
Yeah, so that's why I came free alcohol. When anything's free,
even though he was surprised and not entirely enjoying it.
Oh, I discussed in the truck coming over here. I was like, yeah, I got some strong stuff. I was like, I started by, I was like, how do you like your scotch? Do you like smoky peaty? Or he's like, I don't really drink that stuff. And I'm like, well, I got that or Kentucky bourbon. Which one do you want? And he's like, I don't really. He's like, I like the Mike's Hard Lemonade. I'm like, yeah, I didn't buy that pussy shit.
Oh, wow.
I didn't like that pussy
Jesus.
shit. I got some hard stuff because
we got some teaching to do.
If we're gonna sit here and discuss things like men, then you need to have a man's drink.
That makes sense. I'm trying to get away from the gay thing, so I want to be straight again.
You don't have to be gay to not drink this stuff.
Or I could or I could be a Christian. Christians save a lot of gays, don't they?
They do what?
They save a lot of gay people.
Oh, they save them.
They're
from being gay.
I'm okay. I'm okay with talking about religious stuff. Get the
car
timer.
barreling towards
me. That could be our next topic. We can talk about religious stuff.
They are delivered.
Yeah, I'm going to need more to drink if that's what we're doing. Do you have any final words, Hinske, besides a half hour just too short?
I think we finally struck on something and the timer went off. Everything else was kind of scatterbrained and whatever. I think our first half hour was literally just us talking.
Perfect.
Picking up on things.
I like it.
And then right about the time that we finally hit on a topic to discuss, it was beep, beep, beep.
Reset switch.
Hello, everyone. We don't have a name for our podcast yet, but with your help, we could always use suggestions. You should also tell us how long our podcast will be. If you'd like to reach us, you can reach us at our podcast at googlegroups.com or contact us directly at 330-577-8445. All charges will apply on your latest phone bill, just in case you want to know.
We're going to charge the shit out of you.
We're going to charge you.
Fucking die! I mean, what? He wasn't crucified because he was black.
Well, Black
He was
Jesus.
crucified because he's an Adam Sandler fan.
Well, Black Jesus.
No, we're talking about you in the future.
Because I'm Black Jesus.
You were talking about Jesus himself.
No.
Is that the history of the crucifixion? Adam Sandler and
It wasn't
on the
a
first
lynching.
day, Adam Sandler.
It wasn't a lynching.
said,
It was an act of mercy.
Ooh, that sounded nice. I hope the microphone picked that up.
I gotta smell it. I gotta smell that.
Take that out of context.
Popping bottles in the ice like a blizzard. When we drink, we do it right. Getting slizzard, sipping scissor in my ride, like 3-6. Now I'm feeling so fly, like a G6, like a G6, like a G6. Now I'm feeling so fly, like a G6.
So, are we recording now? No, I'm just kidding. That's my catchphrase for now. Are we recording now?
So a lot of podcasts, they'll have the stream of consciousness thing like we've been doing, but at some point somebody will say something funny or something will get repeated, and then it's like that's the name of the episode. So first episode was,
I'm black.
are we really recording? No, are we really recording right now?
Sorry.
Don't overindulge.
Don't.
Is that too much?
You just hit it at the right
You
spot.
did. You stopped at the right time.
So we have poured and smelled. What is this one, Hinske?
Ardbeg, and a bunch of other words, and apparently it's the ultimate.
It's a lot of vowels.
Islay, I don't know, single malt Scotch whiskey.
Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, sure.
It's been
It's
also
sniffed several times.
Non-chilled filter. I guess that's the thing. We're gonna have to snob it up to figure it out. That's a good thing or a
I've
bad
celebrated
thing.
Cinco de Mayo once. My grandkids celebrate all the time.
That's my old man voice.
That was a good try.
Are you supposed to swish scotch around like it's
don't
in a
think so.
snifter?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Because he is that. I mean, I guess it's releasing something.
I don't know. I'm just swishing it.
I mean, I haven't smelled mine in a while. Hinske's been smelling his. He has yet to actually take a drink.
It's true.
At the
It
same
doesn't smell as strong as the
At the
first
same time I
out.
go?
I think it's
it
settling
escape?
down. I think
It
yeah.
smells like fire.
Do I need to swish it?
You could swish it. I don't know.
You know we need wine glasses and like monocles
What?
and shit.
Well, yes, monocles, yes.
We need that. You
Wine
know,
glass
Days,
sound.
madam.
that wonderful like that like background classical music.
You know we need breasts.
Hello.
We need a lot of breasts here too. Fine.
All right, start making the list, guys.
Fine.
Monocles, breasts.
All right.
I need breasts now. I
No.
already got them.
No, yeah.
Not you. I meant like women with breasts.
Oh, so we need to get prostitutes.
No,
all right.
I need the women without breasts, actually.
That's weird.
Sorry.
It's a man then. It's a transgender.
Oh, shit, I always get that so confused.
But hey, young lady. Hello. Oh shit.
So there's a new series on Netflix that I saw a preview for, and the only thing I can remember from the preview is that it's got a transsexual person in it. I think they're supposed to be the previous husband of one of the main characters, but then they changed into a woman, so now they're not her husband anymore. I guess they're divorced.
Okay.
I don't know if they got divorced. It's not even about that. It's a political thriller, but it's like the only thing that I keep seeing is this man in a wig going, "Oh, you need to watch what you're doing."
He runs from the Chinese embassy and ends up dead by the lake. Aren't you interested?
Something strange is going on here. Kim's looking into it.
Still got your ex-husband doing your dirty work.
We do not know how high up this goes.
Someone saw us yesterday. We cannot meet, we cannot speak. I don't want to end up in a Russian share house with Edward Snowden.
What sort of a rabbit hole were you leading him down, Miss Dunkley?
This wasn't an attack. This was a message.
Political graveyards are full of people who were loyal to idiots.
There's a connection there. There's gotta be.
You only ever see tiny pieces of the puzzle. You never see the whole picture.
Let me see. What is that movie?
Oh, the first. Oh my goodness. Now, does it taste as good as it smelled?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. No, I like that. I enjoyed that.
Urban Ninja and I are gonna dive into this as well.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow,
Yeah. That's a lot of taste in there, right?
that's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And what was the one that you brought the last time?
Oben, 18-year-old.
18.
It tastes like.
I don't think that's peanut.
That did not have as much going on in it
right.
for sure.
It tastes like the inside of Mission Barbecue for some reason.
That's a good thing, right?
It's a pretty good thing.
That would be kind of a good thing.
Mission barbecue.
It's actually
like
barbecue sauce.
And again, at the expense of sounding like a snob, it definitely has a harsh hit to it, and then kind of tapers off. You can taste the peat at the end.
Like it's not even harsh.
Like, it's almost like
it's kind of smooth. It's not
woodsy
harsh.
smell at the end of it.
Like really
starts smoky and then goes into like a woodsy smell.
That's why you said that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like
woodsy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, is there meat and barbecue?
Tastes like deer.
Or...
I like it.
Tastes like white.
I like it as well.
Tastes like hunting.
And how much was that bottle?
That was up around the triple figures.
Fancy.
100 something.
Jesus Christ.
You better take that home to your brother. He's gonna be mad. Do you know enough about what he likes to know if that's something that he will definitely like?
He is more bourbon whiskey.
Okay.
He is more into the bourbon and the whiskey. He doesn't mess with the scotches primarily because of the price of it.
Right.
But
now that it's available,
and I don't think he likes the heavier peaty stuff like I do. And I've only, like I said, I'm still very rookie on the peaty stuff. So.
And I don't drink, so well, I do, but I don't know.
I mean, in a warped sort of way, I like very flavorful IPAs. Mm-hmm. So I almost feel like that this is a good jump from that. I know it's not the same thing,
right?
But when I get like an IPA that's got a really bold start to it, I dig that kind of shit.
IPA is what the hell's IPA? What's IPA? Refresh my memory. I know what it is.
Indigenous peoples. No, it's India Pale Ale.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Pale ale, like beer?
Like beer, actually, exactly beer.
Oh, okay. Because I drink reds.
Exactly.
I drink apple ale.
Yes, we determined last time you drink Seagram's. What was it? What was the shit? Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I drink
Red's Apple Ale. You probably like that Angry Orchard Rosé.
Oh my, that's just disgusting. Like, okay, I saw a commercial for it. I was like, I'll give it a shot.
That's pretty much what everyone does.
I drank it out of pity, but it was fucking disgusting. Like, I haven't drank anything like that light since. Like, I gave up on light alcohol.
Is it sugary sweet? Does it taste synthetic?
Bitter. It's disgusting.
Bitter.
Like,
you would think with rosé it would taste bitter. It would be
I thought it would be at least pretty good, but I'm like, I don't want to drink light shit anymore. I mean, I drink a mixture of light and heavy stuff, but one day I was like, I'll just shoot into the liquor store around the corner, grab something, and then
heavy stuff like Seagram's and Zima.
No, not that. More like Hennessy and
Patron in my cup.
And what is that? Cavassier. Like the rappers do.
That's disgusting.
It was disgusting. It was fucking disgusting. It was gross.
Cavassier.
We did establish he was black previously, but now it's confirmed.
No, the Ladies' Man skit from back in the day.
Yeah, I caught that.
Is that Rob Schneider, your favorite comedian appearing in the Goobies?
That was Tim Meadows, who was with SNL for goddamn a long time, and now it's kind of like one of those things where if you see him in a comedy movie, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. But he doesn't. I don't think he mains anything anymore. He's just.
This is really good.
Glad you like it.
Really
this
good.
Podcast or
no? This fucking
Scotch.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Whatever you
that is way off. This is Irish.
Irish de Mayo. Man.
That was Scottish.
Irish de Mayo.
That does say it was Scotch.
Scottish de Mayo.
Is it?
It doesn't say Irish. I guess we have to find out where the island of Islay is, or
Scotland. Scottish. It is Scottish. You're right.
I guess that's why it's called Scotch.
Scottish de Mayo.
You know what? Right in the middle, I like Scotch ale, which is a beer.
There you go.
There you go. It's like the perfect right in between.
You must have Scotch in you.
And only at the Pride Parade.
Oh no! Now Squig's gay. What's next? Oh no, Hinske, don't turn gay on us.
No.
Why not?
It's just not my thing.
Me neither. I like vagina.
How do you know?
Oh, we know.
Because one time, when I was wiping my ass, my thumb went
no.
through my toilet paper and into my ass, and I was like, "No, that's not for me." But just to make sure, the next wipe, it also went up my ass again. I was like, "Yes, Definitely not.
Oh.
Then I tried it a third time, but for science. And I was still like...
Well, that's how the best experiments happen. It's like one was the control.
Third time was for science. It was... I already made my judgment.
3 times means
But I was like, in case a scientist shows up in the bathroom, I better be able to answer this. So
at this point...
Of a trial of best 2 out of 3.
It's confirmed. I think we're all gay at this point.
I'm not gay. I am not gay.
I'm not gay. I just play one on a podcast.
I'm not gay. I'm homosexual.
Oh.
Like Chris Pratt?
Possible homosexual.
Homosexual?
That was a Simpsons episode.
Hello, is Homer there?
Homer who?
Homer sexual.
Wait 1 second, let me check. Homosexual? Come on. One of you guys has got to be homosexual.
Don't look at me.
No. You rotten little punk. If I ever get a hold of you, I'll sink my teeth into your cheek and rip your face off.
You'll do what, young man?
What? Wait, who is this?
I think the real question is, who is this, and where is Homer Simpson?
Whoa, sorry, Principal Skinner, sorry. It's a bad connection, I think. God, it's for you. I think Bart's in trouble again.
No! So, speaking of The Simpsons and homosexuals, so The Simpsons is predicting a lot of things happening in the current times.
You think they're the ones really running? Matt Groening is the one behind the scenes. He's pulling the strings. He's the puppet master.
He knows a lot of shit.
I just think that they've covered and done so much shit that it's inevitable that you're going to find something in a Simpsons episode that you could relate to it happening in real life.
But think about it. He did Futurama. It took place in the future.
Yeah, it didn't make it out so well.
So I'm going to be a 3-eyed fish then.
Who wouldn't want to be?
Nah, I want to be like I want to be Dr. Zoidberg or something, or like the black guy. Yeah, always the black guy first.
He's Jamaican.
Jamaican's the black too.
Yeah, but you're appropriating Japanese. I mean, they both start with J.A., but after that, they're very different.
Well, white people appropriate black culture.
No, I didn't.
You have, well, not you personally, but like...
You really took that personally.
No, that's my answer now. No. That's my answer now, because it's like anytime the media are white people or white guys or whatever, or as we discussed in class, the white man, she was saying the white man, and I'm like, I'm a white guy right here. I didn't do what you say I did.
Are you sure you didn't do that? What about your ancestors? Well, I'm not my ancestor, so I can't answer for that.
I don't know. As far back as I can go is my grandfather, and that's only on one side of my family. We don't talk to my mom's side of the family. I don't know how they...
Black?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
No one talks to the black side of the family anymore.
It's so dark over there, I mean.
That's racist. You're racist, Squid.
Thank you.
I'm calling the cops on you. Where are the black police? Do we have black police? We need black police. We need a black police force. Actually,
there are black police officers. They were actually part of the ones that were involved with the Freddie Gray situation.
And they kind of suck too. I was like, can't call racism now because
no, they can. They still can. Even though the government was ran by black politicians that were put in office by votes from black people.
Well, see, you can't call racism, but you can.
You can. It's systemic, which, of course, again, this system is ran by black people primarily.
Never know. They could be secretly white.
I believe what they're saying is that as you go up further, it's all white up there. I think is what they're trying to say.
Who's higher than the mayor of the city?
The president. He's white.
It wasn't before Trump.
It was during the
Yeah.
Obama administration. It was during Obama.
Yeah, but it's a strange thing.
Obama did bomb.
That's not strange at all.
Obama did bomb Syria. Why? Right?
Where did he? I thought he was open arms, embracing everyone.
Nah,
he didn't want to make any waves. He wanted to be the friend.
He didn't want any conspiracies. He didn't want anything negative during his presidential career.
But he bombed something, didn't he? I'm pretty sure.
And that's why when you bring up the fact that all this racial tension and some of these questionable murders of black people that the liberal media was pushing on happened during his tenure, they don't like to talk about that. They like to point to Trump for some reason.
That's what we do best as black people. We point the finger.
Right.
I remember Scooby Snack?
No. Keep pointing those fingers at your Scooby
I will
snacks.
not do tricks for you. We're not at that level.
I mean, you could just solve mysteries or something.
Okay, all right.
There's a Scooby-Doo porn parody.
No.
I don't know why I said that.
So what I did actually want to bring up with Mr. Squig and company,
Urban Ninja,
is okay. So you know about how like political correctness, like because we like comedians that are very anti-political correctness, and I think I can say that you don't like. We both have discussed and hate the idea of censorship of any kind when it comes to especially freedom of speech. And what I've noticed is lately that a lot of the LGBTQA type comedians are getting some pushes, specifically from Netflix, and I think HBO currently has one going on. Now, I have not watched them. The one that
homophobe.
Well, no, I actually the one that has me real standoffish is this one that Netflix is promoting because apparently
you're standoffish about standupish.
It's a comedian that I've never seen before, and apparently she has spent her entire career, and I'm just guessing it's a she. I don't know, but she definitely has the lesbian haircut.
Oh God!
And her last performance or whatever, like this story is not just her performance, but it's her last performance, and I guess like the whole kind of movie journey feel of her career. And what she's doing in it is she breaks down and starts talking politically about self-defamation for comedy, that it's terrible and it needs to stop, and that she's realized that while she's been getting laughs and all this for doing it, that it's wrong because all she's doing is pointing out negative things and hurting her own feelings so that other people are laughing.
And I've built a career out of self-deprecating humour. That's what I've built my career on. And I don't want to do that anymore. Because do you understand? Do you understand what self-deprecation means when it comes from somebody who already exists in the margins? It's not humility. It's humiliation. I put myself down in order to speak, in order to seek permission to speak. And I simply will not do that anymore, not to myself or anybody who identifies with me.
Let's stop right there for a second. So, you're making jokes about yourself, but turning it around to make it seem like it's a serious topic, although it's a laughable topic. Is that what I get from that? Or is that missing anything?
No, what she's saying is like her whole career, with a lot of comedians, is that, you know, I guess it's to get a laugh and also kind of make it seem like they're, you know, they realize that whatever they're saying, they're not just being preachy towards something. But they also say, well, I'm also kind of, you know, in that boat or something along those lines. Like, if Norton's sitting there talking about transgenders or something, and then he'll follow that up by saying, but, you know, I don't have a problem kissing him, and he doesn't. You know, he's been with chicks with dicks and all that stuff. Ricky Gervais is hugely defames himself in his stand-ups. He loves making fun of himself. He makes fun of a lot of other things and other people, but he also is the first one to make fun of himself to get a laugh.
Okay.
So what she's taking away from this is, I guess, and then I have no basis for this other than just watching the trailer and just me surmising what this is. I don't know this woman from anybody else. I've not actually seen this show, but based on the trailer, I'm guessing that she has had some kind of self-conflict, depression, or something, and from it she's realized that her defaming herself is hurting herself, and that shouldn't be comedy. And because of it, she wants to be funny without doing it, but she also wants to step away and no longer be a comedian, which I also question, because if you're going to do that, why do this show and all this?
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you do all that? Why don't you just step away, and if people ask why, explain it? But she wants to go off on this message, and I'm like, no, the only reason you would do that is if you have some kind of plan afterwards to do something. Because, again, and I don't know the name of the woman. I can look it up. I don't know her. Like, I know some comedians. I don't know her until this.
Right.
And this is her retiring or whatever and trying to get her political message about, you know, self-defaming comedy.
But that's like shooting yourself in the foot and taking yourself to the hospital and saying somebody shot you, basically. right?
I don't see what it's repairing now. I don't like the other comedians that are making buku bucks off of this. Like, if you're not making a shit ton of money and you're not, well known, it's not because you're self-defaming yourself.
I mean, Kevin Hart talked about himself. Dave Chappelle talked about himself. A lot of comedians talk about themselves, and
I do want to hear Squig's take.
Because you saw me sitting here just looking.
You want to say something
and waiting.
I know, because it's one of our hot topics.
I'm just sitting here like,
one of the stuff that we like talking about.
So number one, I'm going to assume I know a lot about the comedy world at this point because I listen to a lot of comedy-related podcasts.
Right.
I can guarantee you if you told me the name of this person,
Mm-hmm.
I would not have heard that person's name.
Okay.
So, the number one, Netflix giving this person a show based on LGBT or that she's a woman in comedy, which is a minority.
Monique. Sorry.
And then basically putting out there like, oh, here's this person's life story, and look, they're a person, and they have feelings, and they have this platform, and they want to tell you these things, and you need to listen to them, is fucking offending to me.
Hannah Gadsby.
Nope.
It's
I mean, unless she's related to the Great Gatsby, I got no fucking clue.
Yes.
This
All
is
right. Okay.
I'm reading this from The Atlantic, okay? Just give me a second.
Yeah.
It's titled, Nanette is a radical, transformative work of comedy. Hannah Gadsby's Netflix special, filmed at the Sydney Opera House, dismantles and subverts everything about how humor is supposed to work.
Why?
The most radical thing
Why?
Hannah Gadsby does in Nanette is simple. She stops being funny. It's about 35 minutes into her 70-minute comedy
special. It's not funny.
Filmed live at the Sydney Opera House, and Gatsby, a 40-year-old Tasmanian comic, is
maybe they know her in Australia.
Has riffed on the gay pride flag.
Probably not.
The pointlessness of bald babies wearing pink headbands.
Ooh,
what?
And,
I love that subject.
And her home island. Her jokes are riotous, but they're laced with something darker, more caustic. There's an anecdote about a man who called her a fucking faggot.
Oh my god!
And threatened to beat her
in an
up.
Australian accent, of course,
Right.
which makes it that much funnier.
Threatened to beat her up before bragging that he doesn't hit women.
It happened late at night. It was the bus stop. The pub had closed. It was the last bus home, and I was waiting at the bus stop. And I was talking to a girl, and, you could say flirting. I don't know. And out of nowhere, he just comes up and starts shoving me, going, "Fuck off, you fucking faggot." And he goes, "Keep away from my girlfriend, you fucking freak." And she's just stepped in going, "Whoa, stop it, it's a girl." And he's going, "Whoa, sorry." He said, "Sorry, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't hit women," he said. What a guy. "I don't hit women." "How about you don't hit anyone?" Good rule of thumb. He goes, "Sorry, I got confused." He said, "I thought you were a fucking faggot trying to crack onto my girlfriend."
She states out of nowhere that she thinks she has to quit comedy.
You know what? I'm gonna go home and watch that shit.
Okay.
We should all watch that
for the next.
as a homework
I'm gonna go home.
Okay.
I'm gonna go home and watch that shit. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it today.
But I mean, that's I'm not gonna read more of it. But that's that's the basic premise of this special. And I'm like,
that's stupid.
Yeah,
that's stupid. And I'll say some stupid shit, but that's stupid. Okay.
So number one, they need to make the distinction: is it a comedy special or is it a one-woman show? Because it sounds like it's more of a one-woman show.
I looked up
or
Netflix,
a documentary
I
with.
looked up Netflix comedy specials.
Yeah, so they're saying it's
and
a
the first
comedy
article
special.
was that Atlantic article.
Yeah.
And then it did this other one where it kind of names all the comedians, and she's still involved in it.
Yeah.
So this is considered a comedy show for her.
So that's the first part, is that apparently she's some kind of expert on comedy, and so you guys should watch the special and listen to what she has to say.
We don't even know who the fuck she is.
And we don't even know who the fuck she is.
Right.
Number two, again, I'm offended because who the fuck does she think she is that she can then tell comedy as a whole, you shouldn't be making fun of yourself.
But
you should be doing comedy this way.
Don't 90% of comedians make fun of themselves anyway?
They do, 100%.
They do.
100%.
I'm just... Am I crazy? I don't know.
Because it's argued that the best comedians actually inside, it's the laughing clown that cries on the inside. They know because they're so good with being comedians because they know what hurts and what's funny.
I call myself ugly all the time. It still gets me
the
late.
shoe fits.
It still gets me late to this day. I'm just saying. People, I say I'm ugly. People go, "No, you're not." And I'm like, yeah,
so in other words, he's saying, Hinske, don't call yourself ugly, or call yourself ugly because you're going to get laid.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
All right, that's fine.
What is the lesson? I don't know. We're going by the logic of this woman. I guess that's
there
the
is
lesson.
no logic in it.
Don't call yourself ugly,
okay.
and don't get laid because you shouldn't get laid because you're a misogynist.
Right.
So basically, she's a comedian who doesn't want to be a comedian, who makes fun about
Who's
herself.
horrible at being a comedian, it sounds
who makes fun of herself but doesn't want to make fun of herself and wants to take a stand
She's
for
a walking
comedians.
contradiction. She ain't got no right.
It's like 3 contradictions in one.
And I've just not seen any other comedians that are successful come out and make these kinds of statements or go this angle. Like even Seinfeld, he doesn't come out and say, "Well, I'm done with comedy." He knows what makes comedy, and he does comedy. And
he's a fucking nigger. Oh, not him. Not him.
Seinfeld is?
Not him. I thought you were talking about the other guy.
Michael, what's his name? Kramer.
Yeah, Kramer.
I thought
he had a bad day.
He had a real bad day.
He's having a bad thing in there, Kramer. He's a fucking nigger. Look at him.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. It was funny. I laughed.
Just trying to see where that fits in with what we were talking about.
Because Kramer...
It's not that you just killed the conversation, because you did, but...
Kramer may be a nigger. You never know.
We all are on the inside.
So you guys familiar with Russell Peters?
Did he,
comedian.
He played for the Patriots? That was a joke.
See, did you do like Holy Shit, It's Christmas and that one other one?
No. That's Red Peters.
I've heard him before. Russell Peters.
So he was on the show.
He's not the one that was with Katy Perry. No.
I don't think so. No. There was Russell Brand.
Peter
Bowl. Oh, right.
Peter Bowl.
All right, so I've gotten Peters and I got Russell.
So anyway, he's
in the wrong order.
He's a comedian. Okay, he's 30 years in the business, and he was on the show with Sway.
Oh.
And they were discussing.
Wait a minute, I saw that somewhere. I didn't see it though.
Okay.
But you finished.
So they were discussing, and Sway asked him, he's like, "Who's your top 5 favorite comedians right now?" And Sway was talking about modern, and he, of course, like many comedians, it's George Carlin, Richard Pryor, and Sway stops. He's like, no, today and all that. And Peters is like, well,
still,
I've been in the business for 30 years, so I always start by going back, and then worrying about it. He's like, so Sway starts naming people. He's like, and Peters even say, he's like, Chris Rock, Seinfeld, and all that other stuff. But he's like, and then Sway starts naming comedians, and then when he goes Trevor Noah, Peters was triggered because what does Trevor Noah, Carlos Mencia, and Amy Schumer have in common?
Aren't they all supposedly joke thieves?
Yes! And it was Russell Peters' jokes that he stole.
I'm a thieving motherfucker. Why you say that? Trevor's a... What do you mean? Why do I say that? Go review the fucking tapes.
Oh, we're being serious.
Yeah. Trevor's original, man.
Where? DB?
Did he take you accuse it? What, he took your material? Or?
Yeah, I called him out on it once before, and then I thought he would stop, and it continued.
Wow.
From your material?
Yeah.
So what Russell Peters, he broke it down. He said, look, the first joke that he stole was actually about how Russians sound. And they played the jokes back to back. And
Holy shit.
It was like, yeah, he stole that shit.
And I could tell you exactly when,
You ever heard
how,
people speak Russian?
and why I wrote the
It's
joke.
amazing. They just sound like they're talking backwards the whole time. Vladimir,
Russell Peters.
If anything, Russian just sounds like
Trevor Noah.
a DJ is scratching on a turntable. said, no, Vlad, no, listen, Vlad.
But what was funny was Sway brought up Trevor Noah, and he was a Trevor Noah fan, and as Peters is making this claim, he's like, no, where's your proof? And they played it back to back, and Sway is having this, like, inside, like, I can't fucking believe this.
There's, like,
you're
thunderstorms.
ruining this. Right. So, but what's interesting is Peter said the first time that he found one of his jokes being stolen with Noah, they tweeted back and forth and communicated back and forth, and Peter's like, look, I don't want to be that guy. I'm not trying to kill your career. I don't want to do that. He's like, so, just pointing out, you stole my joke. They ironed things out, and he said, okay, they hit it. He just said, I was just busting his chops, da-da-da-da-da, and let it go. And then a week later, he found him stealing another one of his jokes. Oh. He's like, and then this motherfucker's just stealing more of my jokes. So, yeah, he's a joke thief. Trevor Noah's a joke thief.
So does Trevor Noah does he even try to go, I mean, we're comedians and sometimes we think the same way, or is he just flat out
Now, Peters openly admits that he at one time took somebody else's joke and did his version of it, but it is, he's like, I stole one person's joke. It was 8 words, and I took it and remixed it, but it was still stealing that joke. He's like, but when he did another joke that was similar to somebody's joke, which was the Russian bit. He talked to the guy that he thought originated it, and then they even played those two back to back. And even in the idea that Peters was sitting there saying it was kind of off of his, the two jokes were completely different. And he's like, and even Sway's like, well, that doesn't sound like it. That definitely sounds like it's two different things. But Peters went out of his way to contact the other comedian and explain how he came up with his version of the joke, that it wasn't just taking it off of it. He came up with the joke, found out that this other guy did one similar to it, and decided he would contact him. But I guess the reason I bring it up isn't that, bash Trevor Noah, but all 3 situations have been when they were popular on Comedy Central.
Right.
So is it, at that point, is it them getting the jokes, or, because Amy Schumer blamed her writers. She said her writers were writing this stuff for her, and she didn't know.
Amy Schumer's fucking garbage anyway.
And the crazy thing, real quick, with the Amy Schumer, too, was that the writers that were let go, at the same time, she was like, oh, no, I'd work with them again, and they didn't go because of this joke thing.
Right.
Just, it was time for us to go our separate ways. So that was kind of weird.
Right. And then Mencia's been called out by Joe Rogan, literally on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Literally on stage.
Oh, yeah.
And Mencia didn't blame her writers. He just says, I didn't steal those jokes, or then it turns into, people steal jokes all the time. It's like, so which is it, buddy?
See, Carlos Mencia was always hit or miss with me. He would be funny, and other times it would be like, all right, that's enough. So, Carlos Mencia
as soon as you stop laughing, he just throws in the word beaner, and then you're back.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
I never really...
Yeah,
I was never a fan, and it's not because of stealing jokes. I just never really liked Carlos Mencia. I just was never a fan of him.
Kind of like Dane Cook. Dane Cook was funny to me personally when he first dropped, but then over time it was just kind of watered down.
He's a frantic comic. There's something with the comic that's just always like, I'm jumping around, I'm talking really fast, I'm funny.
But I mean, like Hinske said, I don't think you like Dane Cook anyway.
From the beginning. I hated Dane Cook.
Like, when I first discovered that he was funny, but now watching him over the years, it's like, it's old. But he hasn't done comedy in years, so I don't know.
Because he wanted to become an actor.
But then
When's the last time he was in a movie?
But then you got Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's like, he was funny. Well, yeah, he's funny, but it's overdone so many times. It's like it's not even funny anymore.
Peters and Sway were brought up Kevin Hart, and they didn't know if he has writers doing the stuff. If he's just a performer doing shtick for writers,
maybe.
And Peter said that every comedian has writers to an extent, but sometimes they're more controlled by the writers rather than coming up with their own stuff. Because Sway even asked Peters, he's like, "Well, at what point did you have writers?" And Peters like, "I've never had writers."
Right.
Some comedians just do work and just do their own comedy. So,
yeah, like Kevin Hart, he was funny and like what? I'm a little big person. What do you call it?
No, I think
everything after that was kind of just watered down, and it was kind of.
And I think there's, and I don't know if this is more recent or if this is just something that's always happened in comedy, and I just kind of noticed it myself, but. There was definitely, like, after some comedians recently hang out with each other,
they start to become
sometimes in their next like stand-up or something, you can see hints. And I don't think it's that they're stealing. Personally, I think it's exposure. Like, was it Seinfeld produced the Colin Quinn American History stand-up?
Yeah.
And I think it's in that vein of when you meet with another comedian and discuss things that maybe they might, in discussing their craft and what they do, they might make suggestions. So you might see something in somebody's stand-up that you're like, wow, that seems like that's influenced by somebody, and then you find out, well, they were hanging out at this time and all that stuff. But I don't think that's stealing. I think that's helping each other out to an extent. But but as we know, comedians are harsh on each other, and even in their helping, it isn't 100% helping.
Right.
So.
What's your take on Michael Blackson then? Do you find him funny, or would he be in your top 5, top 10, bottom 10?
Michael Blackson?
Yeah, the African guy, Murasoka.
In my top 5 all-time comedians, he didn't scratch that.
No,
he doesn't.
Where would he fall in your list of comedians? Top, middle, bottom? Not a gay reference.
I don't think he reached the top 20.
Really? Huh.
I can't weigh on this right now because I'm burping fire.
It tasted good going down.
No, I'm just...
Hellfire and brimstone, I'm belching.
Everything is just settling in. This is some good shit right here. So.
Yeah? Like the scotch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You should bring that more often, or something like that more often.
Hey, you give me $100, I'll bring it.
Yeah, I got rent to pay, so.
I mean, we could always set up a Patreon and people can contribute to our...
Squigs podcast and drinks.
They could get a special drinking-only episode.
Well, there's one with, like, Noriega, and a couple other people. They have, like, a bunch of stuff on their table, so... That's black drinks.
I heard rumors and echoes about Eddie Murphy talking about doing stand-up again.
He should.
I don't see why not.
I mean, he was his
very
movies
influential.
haven't been
but
great.
He is one of the influential comedians.
Mm-hmm.
He is. I mean,
you watched you watched Dave Chappelle's recent ones, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Chappelle.
Okay, cool. What about Monique's little?
I'm not going to talk about Monique.
Fiasco.
Well, I mean, okay. So here's how I experienced Monique for the first time. Me and Tony were hanging out with our buddy Lee, and Lee is a really cool guy, but he was on a string of bad ideas.
That's that's the white guy who likes black chicks, right?
No,
the bald guy.
No, that's
Army
Larry.
Guy? Oh, Larry. That's what it is.
Not really a whole lot that he likes black chicks. Black chicks really like him.
Oh yes, in reverse. That's right.
Anyway, so Lee. Now I had seen The Kings of Comedy. And I can tell you that me and my buddy Eric went, and we were the only 2 white boys in the entire place. But we were probably laughing harder than anybody else in the theater. I can attest to that because that was some funny shit.
Wow.
So Lee comes out with, oh, you guys got to check out Queens of Comedy. Now the only reason I gave him half the interest was because I saw Kings of Comedy, and I'm like, well,
Oh, that's irresponsible.
No! For those of you at home listening right now, Urban Ninja, in a very un-ninja-like way, just abused alcohol by spilling it. You are now cut off.
He got it on his chiropractic gift certificate, on the desk, and in his Scooby snacks.
Oh, man. That is rough.
Yeah, it's...
Well, this is a good place to end the episode because the timer went off and we have to clean up.
God damn it. I'm always ruining shit around
And you'll never know about the Queens of Comedy.
Well,
I think we got the gist from how you were winding it up, but there's always next time.
That's the second time I've done something as a black guy and it went completely wrong.
Only twice?
I'm gonna get paper towels now. I'll be right back.
You're in the bathroom.
You're in the bathroom. Oh no. I can't feel anything right now. I'm feeling pretty light. Someone call me an Uber.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you've heard or have any interest whatsoever, we'd like to know. We would actually like to hear from you. How long should our podcast be? What should the name of the podcast be? We're kind of indecisive ourselves, if you can't tell by the podcast already. But if you'd like to get in touch with us and let us know your opinions, please reach us at our podcast at googlegroups.com or reach us at 330-577-8445. Thank you.
about that Snoop Dogg, huh?
He's an enterprising young man.
He's a wealthy gangster, isn't he?
You call him up, he'll be in whatever. We can probably get him for the podcast.
Probably.
You know what? That's a good idea. Let's start tweeting. Snoop Dogg, come to our podcast.
I'll probably get nice and lit. Probably smoke a blunt in your house for you. And you can say, you smell that? That's remnants of Snoop Dogg.
That would actually be the one thing my wife would be okay with if Snoop Dogg was here. The only downside would be that she wouldn't be here to actually be here with Snoop Dogg.
Because she'd be pregnant by that time if she is here, because black guys like white women. So, interracial couples make me feel weird because it's like the one black girl that I want, the white guy has it, and I'm just like, why can't I have that?
I had a question for you. When was the last time you heard anything from Umar Johnson? Right? Right?
Fuck Umar Johnson.
No, seriously, when was the last time you've seen anything from him?
After his court case.
Because when you and I were going back and forth, that was one of the things that we would review.
After his court case, you heard absolutely zero from him.
Because what did I say the first time I saw one of those videos? He's a fraud.
I watched one. It was about church.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about gentrification in church and how they put money into a white bank. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then the more I watched, I was like, something's not right about, because he's too pro-black. I'm pan-African.
You're not familiar with this gentleman?
Yeah, he's...
How could you tell?
Your face.
What the fuck is going on here?
What's going on here? What's this Umar?
So I think the important thing with any of these podcasts we do is you guys have the right to assign me homework, because you guys have talked about plenty of music before and comics and whoever this guy is, and I don't know who the hell you're talking about. So you should be like, you need to familiarize yourself with...
Well, you're on Messenger.
Because you should know.
So I'll start passing whatever we watch stuff. I don't think you should know. I mean... I pointed out that you and I are kind of on the same page about comedy. I mean, you watch more comedy.
I mean, as far as comedy,
or listen to more comedy podcasts.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I'm not saying this to be a snub. I think I have a good idea of what makes comedy and what makes funny, and that's not claiming because I'm funny. It's just when I watch comedians, it's like case in point. What am I thinking of? There was a female comedian that came out and said that she's not funny to men. Or because of the patriarchy, because of men, that's why she's not funny. And I watched her, and I'm like, oh no, it was on the White House press conference or press roast thing every year.
That always has the funny people,
right? Well, no, it had Louis Black. It had Louis Black one year, who's funny as shit,
but does it still. I mean, the president doesn't even show up for it now, correct?
Right.
Because they're all roasting him usually.
Right. But she got up, and she's doing a thing, and, like, as far as I could tell, her approach is almost like a female version of Gilbert Gottfried. Because she yells everything. And she's got a Netflix special. She has a Netflix show.
What are you talking about? What the hell's her name? I think I know who you're talking about.
Hi, I'm Michelle Wolf, host of the Netflix show The Break with Michelle Wolf. Now, a lot of people have been asking, hey, I'm still talking, do not next episode me!
But the whole thing was, they were saying that she came out and she wasn't funny because this, that, or the other thing. So I sat down and I watched the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I walked away from it, I didn't walk away from it going, oh, that's not funny because she's a woman. It's not funny because I didn't laugh.
Right.
It just wasn't funny. When I watched Louis Black, I got a chuckle. It's not his best stuff, but I got a chuckle out of it. And it's not because he's a dude. He's funny.
Right.
His political jokes and jargon are fucking hilarious.
To understand what it is like to be put in the position of entertaining these people, and I'm very graphic on this. The job is this. These are the most uptight group of people you could possibly ever perform for, and I must go into the audience of 2,000, and go up to each and every one of them individually, and take the stick that is wedged ever so firmly up their ass. I must remove it, and I must sniff it, and then gently return it to its place and tell them that their shit doesn't stink.
So I don't know. I don't. She played the whole, well, you don't think I'm funny because I'm a woman. And I'm like, well, first off, Gilbert Gottfried had that shtick already. Second off, no, you're not. You're not funny, but it's not because you're a woman.
Amy Schumer? No, she's just not funny altogether.
I think the fact that you're sitting there and thinking about that you're a woman in comedy is what's holding you back.
Right. I think that holds a lot of them back. If they just go and do...
I would have sex with Amy Schumer.
Now, mind you, Sarah Silverman just slept her way to the top.
And Amy Schumer. I would have sex with Amy Schumer. Like, yeah. But she's not funny.
I mean, it's not going to get her anywhere, but sure.
It's not. That's why I would...
Pregnant.
Nah, not Amy Schumer. Anybody but Amy Schumer. I would never get her pregnant.
So you'd sleep with her, but you wouldn't get her pregnant?
Unless I was bored, and I felt like having...
And your sperm were like, I gotta find something to do!
I guess. I don't know. But Amy Schumer would get the D.
This is fun!
It would be something that I would have to get famous for and be like, Amy Schumer, let's have sex. Just tweet it. Wait for her to respond.
Well, we're going to send her the picture of you in the pirate outfit. And
then have some like rumor going around that we actually slept together, and then a sex tape drops, and then I'm famous, and then she's just a whore again. So
You are a pirate. We got us a map to lead us to a hidden box that's all locked up with locks and buried deep away. We'll dig up the box. We know it's full of precious booty. Bust open the locks, and then we'll say hooray!
That's how that works.
I tried that in elementary school.
It's not the same.
There was a girl that I liked, and I started a rumor that she liked me. And I sat with her on the bus, and then we never actually dated.
It's always the good ones that get away from you. Always the good ones.
Somehow I was like, oh, if we sit together on the bus, they won't think that we like each other. We sat together on the bus, so that's all I know.
And you sat there awkwardly looking back and forth. Like,
oh, you bet I did.
Just saying.
Hey, am I watching? Do they care? Do they know? Do they know I started the rumor?
Do I get you a sippy cup?
It's okay. I'll buy one of my own.
No.
I'll write.
No.
Is it going to have pirate insignias on it, or?
Yeah. See, that's the problem.
There's going to be a black
one. A Mega Man sippy cup that he'll really like. That's not the point of it. It's a punishment, not a promotion.
Oh, it's got to be a girly sippy cup with like sparkles and that'll be a picture on a podcast episode.
Gladly sip out of
it's okay. Don't worry.
So, okay.
We'll take care of it.
So what if I spilled a sippy cup then?
You're not allowed to drink ever again. Not around us anyway. Anytime you even look at alcohol, I'm going to smack you.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
No spilling from a sippy cup.
We're gonna be drinking ours, going, oh man, this is so good. You really should. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Should I wear like a fairy princess outfit or something? Or
that may get you back in the good graces of being able to drink again.
Yeah.
If we get to that,
should I have wings or like every
what we'll do is we'll downgrade you to a sippy cup with a more feminine drink, like you can only drink Cosmopolitans.
Why would I drink
Manhattans.
Mojito?
No, mojitos good. So you can't have mojitos.
Yeah.
That's the point.
You can have like, what's it, the Budweiser lime beers?
Oh God, that's just no.
I think they had an orange beer too. You can have all the citrus.
No,
no, that's
like the.
Is that a step up or down from Zima?
That's down.
I'm not really
I
sure.
think it's an equal level. Because they don't make Zima anymore, so they now make this.
Oh, I thought they made it again.
Did they? Did they make it again?
I feel like they did.
If they do, and I can get one.
They're such a butt of a joke, though.
Gin and tonic, please. Belay that order, Dana. Lagavulin neat. Clear alcohols are for rich women on diets.
It's probably fucking.
Oh, they're terrible.
So we're gonna get the nice peaty, mossy scotch, and he's gonna get a Zima. Is that what we're going with? I love you, Scotch.
I love you, water.
Need a night.
Do you need more water? He didn't spill his last water.
Hey, good. That doesn't mean anything.
I didn't spill that. It just so happened that I spilled the good stuff, which
the
sucks.
shit that knocks you the fuck out. Yeah.
It just so happened I spilled the good shit. I'm like, I wanted to fucking finish it too.
I mean, Scottish and Irish, they know what they're doing.
I'm not even like.
They know how to get fucked up.
I'm not even So are these good date drinks too? Because I have a crush on this girl at work. Does that work?
Oh, you never shit where you eat.
Okay, then we're not gonna eat.
He doesn't eat at work. He only works 4-hour shifts.
5 hours actually.
Once you break it off, or there's a disagreement, you still have to see that woman at work every day.
And they don't just give you a transfer because you're like, I can't bear to see her.
Who would want to put their penis in a coworker?
So
I think we should just call the podcast "Guys Drinking Hard Liquor."
Out of sippy cup.
White guys drinking hard liquor, black guys spilling it.
Nope. That was the rules. They're not even my rules. They were rules I was introduced to. That is called alcohol abuse.
But I feel fine.
If he drinks one more water, can he have some?
But I drank water.
Drink another water.
One more water?
One more water.
All right.
But
He's going to be like,
spill it a second.
Go like this.
Spill it a second time, you're fucked. And here's the worst part, is you're probably going to try and joke and it will actually happen, and I'm not going to be lenient.
I'm going to be like, you know what? I probably shouldn't drink again.
These are rules drilled into my head from my friends back in the day that if you did something, you got punished.
Assume the position.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Oh, well, that makes sense.
This is...
How else are you going to learn? Oh, man, I just splattered some.
Oh, not water.
No.
Is mine taken away now because I just
Well,
spilled
that's
that?
just because I want to drink yours too.
Son of a bitch!
And now for something completely different.
One I want to talk to you about, actually.
I'm listening.
You know Michael Eric Dyson?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Don't worry. We'll talk.
I like his vacuums.
It is political, though.
It's not a political podcast, but we're going to talk about political stuff.
You mean ShamWow?
Have you? Did I send you the link for the? I had to have. Jordan Peterson and Stephen Fry were on the side of attack or giving reasons why political correctness is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Eric Dyson and this young lady who was a writer for the New York Times, they were why political correctness is needed. The topic of political correctness was bamboozled and taken away and not even addressed by Michael Eric Dyson. All he did, and the New York Times writer, all they tried to do was bash Jordan Peterson the whole time. And Dyson ate up a lot of time in hot air. And the problem with Eric Dyson is that there are intellectuals out there.
Intellectuals.
That when they try to talk to you, big words just happen because that's how they talk, okay? They're not trying to impress you. They're not trying to outword you. When they talk to you, they're just they're trying to keep it at a equal level with you. Not, and I guess at their point, dumbing it down just so you can understand it. But then there are the intellectuals out there that they feel they can bombard you with all these intelligent words, and because they're using
mostly
these words,
buzzwords.
Yeah. And because they're using these huge words, clearly they're smarter than you when they make their points. And that's kind of where Michael Eric Dyson falls in. So this monk debate is something held up in Canada. And the interesting thing about Stephen Fry is, you might know him.
He's the
British actor,
gay liberal
comedian, poet. He's gay, yeah. And
yeah, I remember that.
He's very liberal. And that was kind of the shocking point. But because he's also a comedian and a poet and everything else, he firmly believes that political correctness is wrong. And so that's why he was brought up. And he's standing next to Jordan Peterson, who, have you watched anything yet since I mentioned him?
I
guess
I
that's
forgot.
the face I'm not. It's okay. No, it's okay. What I'm getting at is he's a professor and a psychiatrist, and when he talks and speaks, he speaks from a clinical and scientific studies, and people try to politicize that. So Michael Eric Dyson, he just pretty much had an attack on Jordan Peterson, and at one point he actually says that you are an angry white male. Why the hate, bruh? And Jordan Peterson...
Such a crutch.
Yeah, and Jordan Peterson said that's a hell of a thing to say during a debate. He's like, you don't know me, you don't know my past. He's like, and that is, quite frankly, a hell of a thing to say. Because when saying that, of course, that takes away his political opinions, because anything he says, anyone watching now views him as, he's a white man, he doesn't know. He can't say this, or he can't say that, And the funniest part was at the end of the show, when they're all giving their closing comments and statements, is Stephen Fry stepped up and said, I really wish we would have addressed political correctness more, but what we had was more of a snake oil salesman approach to things, addressing Michael Dyson, saying that that's pretty much what he did was, using his words and hanging on the black card and racism and stuff, rather than actually addressing the political correctness.
I'm behind the lectern in that case. Well, I've been fascinated by this conversation. There's been an enormous clash of cultures in the conversation. We've had, classic, if I can call it, huckstering snake oil pulpit talk, which is... It's a mode of discourse, it's a rhetorical style that I find endlessly refreshing and vivifying, but I'm not sure that we actually focused on the point in question.
And I thought that was interesting because, again, I love Stephen Fry. He's fucking hilarious. I knew him from watching the Blackadder series, which was Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Laurie before he was over in America doing House, and Stephen Fry. And Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry even did comedy shows on their own. This is like when they were younger. So when Stephen Fry came in and started doing, he was in V for Vendetta and these other movies, and he played Sherlock Holmes' brother in the movies.
Okay.
And I'm like, I get geeked out because I know of his comedy, I know of what he's done, and he's fucking hilarious. But I also know his political views normally. But it was just that astounding that his comedy part of him, in belief of lack of political correctness and freedom of speech, is something that carried him more in that debate rather than putting him on the side of why political correctness should be defended. So that should be very mind-opening, in my opinion, because here's a gay, liberal, poet, artist. He's done a lot of shit in his lifetime. He's a Renaissance man with what he's done in his career. But I'll send it to you. I said I was going to link you a bunch, and the last week I was like, I told Squig I was going to link him a bunch of stuff that I watch. And again, when him and I send stuff to each other, it's not, we never send each other with a preemptive, this is what you should think. We send each other links and say, watch this with the, what do you think? And then we discuss it afterwards, and we bring up points, and we try to discuss, what do we feel is wrong? And we don't agree with everything. Right. I don't think we agree with everything. We bring up what we take away from it, and I think from that we get a general good basis. And now that we're all linked on the same conversation, we can do that with you. And if
thanks for bringing me in.
Well, no, if it's
me.
If it's something that you think you're not interested, because
it'll be interesting to see. Do I agree with everything you do? Do I agree with some that you do?
Right.
Do I see both sides?
Well,
I'm interested in figuring just that out.
You should watch Modern. We should watch Modern Education first before anything. Was it Modern Education? Was that what it's called? Remember with the they were in
Janet Jackson.
They were in the classroom. Everybody had an individual.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, that's it's a comedy skit, but it is very reality based. It's insane, but it's definitely something you should see.
Ignore that. It will end. Now, our first question, 1 + 1. Yes.
2.
Incorrect. Yes.
Multiculturalism.
Well done, Simon. Next question. What is 3 times 3? Yes?
9.
Wrong. Yes, Penelope.
Gender equality.
Very good, Penelope.
Is this a joke?
You think gender equality is a joke?
No, but isn't this a maths class? Don't be so racist. I just asked a question.
We don't ask questions. Questions are offensive.
Yeah!
Okay, so my thing is like, you and I have always geeked out about music, comedy, and stuff like that, and talking about that stuff. And I know I've never been this political. I can admit this, and actually I was telling Jay in the car literally, this past Saturday, driving to our buddy Lee's house, I'm like, if 20 years ago we went back and said, guys, from 20 years from now, you're going to be just nonstop talking about this political stuff. And really, it was kind of an evolution for me, because we started seeing it with the political correctness stuff. You and I discussed that back in the day. Was whenever we talk about political correctness, and the guys that we watch and all that are like, this is stupid, he shouldn't apologize. If this is what you say, that's what you should be held to. You shouldn't be doing all this stupid shit. And, but, like Tony, I can't talk politics. I know automatically he doesn't like talking about this stuff, and I just won't do it. Like, when Jay and I start waxing about politics, we know that once Tony enters the Discord, or we pick him up, politics is out the window, we don't want to talk about it. And I know you and I have had conversations that led me to believe that that's just not something, I mean, we literally talked about that. That with religion, it's just stuff that you're just not into. So you actually caught me off guard with the last time that we got together on your show, and I was like, I don't want to bombard you with political stuff, and you're like, well, no, I kind of like listening to your views. And I'm not saying you're knee deep into this stuff, but it's definitely something I guess that we're getting hit over the head with lately.
That's the problem. It's like I'm not into political stuff, but I can't avoid it.
It's just so much happening right now that it's just like you have no other choice. It's nothing else to talk about but the stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact of everything that's been going on has driven me to register to vote. Like, that was something I'd never considered previously. I don't know what I'm going to do with the fact that I'm now registered to vote, but at least I feel like I can.
What did you register as?
Independent.
Me too. I'm independent. Sideshow Al's independent.
I'm independent.
And here's the worst part about it. Okay, other than governor,
closed primaries that we couldn't vote in.
No. Other than governor, our vote probably won't count if we don't vote Democrat.
Especially not Marilyn Mosby.
And here's the motherfucker is like
she's a wild card, man.
And any time that I sit there and talk to somebody about they need to get away from the Democrats, when somebody makes a statement like that, they automatically think that you mean that you need to go Republican.
Right.
And well, people, every time I feel like I gotta, when I see the look on people's face, I'm like, now hear me out on this. I'm not saying that the Republicans are better. I'm saying is the Democrats need to be broken away from in the city. Because all this systemic racism and everything that everybody's claiming, there hasn't been a Republican or any other political party in the city to attempt to change that. And actually, at Norris...
Isn't Larry Hogan's Republican, right?
Yes. But that's governor.
Right.
And here's the thing. Let me back this up a little bit. This is all from what I've heard. Okay, this is nothing that I've substantiated. I've not done research on this to validate this past hearing. Okay, this is all just my opinion and things that I've kind of added up. Ed Norris, when he was in New York, was offered the police commissioner's job down in Baltimore, and he's quoted as saying that when he was up in New York and he was excited about coming down to do this job, that even the New York police officers that told him, careful down there. It's like entering the mafia in that government. They're like the Baltimore mob. Okay? It's all in who you know and what you do. Okay? And so he came down and he did what he did and got in trouble and all that. I'm not trying to clear his name, but part of what he got in trouble for, O'Malley and other politicians were involved in, they got cleaned up. And he actually told recently on 105.7 what they did to use against him to keep O'Malley and all them out of it, and for him to plead guilty.
That's nice when you're a radio host on a sports station. You can still talk about political stuff.
Yeah, so
without any kind of repercussion, because it's not a political station.
Right.
It's not we're a Republican station or we're a Democrat. No, we're just a sports station.
Well, people ask for his stories. They want to know. They actually want to know, and because
he has that platform.
But, and again, this is why I'm saying I haven't substantiated this with any research. This is purely based on what I've heard and just kind of adding two and two on my own. Maybe you can call it conspiracy theory or whatever. But knowing that part of it, whatever part of that is true, that they are a Baltimore mafia, that they work this way and they will protect whoever they want to protect, that means that the Democrats are very deep-seated into this city. Okay? So let's fast forward, actually, I guess in this case we'll be backing up, since that's when I heard the information was more recent, but back up to the Freddie Gray thing and the riots. She had the police stand off and let everybody trash that place, okay? And apart from bringing them already giving the millions of dollars to the family before a verdict was reached.
Right.
And
which in turn was kind of like just saying, all right, here, go. Now let this pretty much transpire at this point.
Right. Then she turned around and tried to get federal money for the emergency efforts of all this trashed up, beat up stuff and property.
Right.
And that was $8 to $10 million, I think they were going to get. So they spent, what was it, 2.6?
It was like
2.6 for the family.
Something like that. I thought that was more than that. I thought it was like 6.
All right.
Maybe.
Okay. So they gave millions to the family. You could argue that that's an investment of millions to gain more millions from the emergency. And the thing is Hogan didn't sign off on it. He didn't let him get away with it.
Nice.
I don't have anything to substantiate that on, but this is, again, me just piecing this together, is it seemed like a money grab for the Democrats, again, acting as a mob to get millions of dollars from the feds for this situation that they let happen.
Right.
So that they can get the money. And I can guarantee you that money was not going to be filtered back into those communities that were damaged.
Because it was so much going on. I was like, we have all these armed forces, all this stuff they called in, and nothing's being done about it. They're just standing in a
Right.
Because even my grandfather, before he passed, he was talking about all the different army tactics they could use to capture the people.
Right.
And I was just like, oh, why not? He was like, there's a lot of stuff going on inside that they don't know about.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what it is. And then, so that's where I'm at with, if we had a governor that was Democratic, I think that would have happened. They would have just siphoned the money in. The governor would have gotten his cut, city would have gotten their cut, and the money would have been distributed. Right. And the areas that they're getting the money for wouldn't have seen any of it. I've recently driven through around Johns Hopkins, and just all you see is boarded up buildings and buildings spray painted on it. When is the Starbucks coming?
Right.
This was the areas affected by the riots, and they were supposed to get all this stuff.
My God! Because around Johns Hopkins, where the hospital is the Starbucks, that whole park, right on Broadway. It's like Starbucks. It's the whole 9 around there.
Right.
Johns Hopkins pretty much owns Baltimore City anyway. So, the majority of it, I should say.
Right.
So
I mean, again, we don't live in this city. Squeak and I don't live in this city. If anything,
we go down there for entertainment purposes because there's more down there to do.
But Urban Ninja here has lived a life. He's
right.
You have been in, and not trying to
No, he did.
He's been shot.
Right.
In a, would you say, gang-related shooting?
Yeah, it was gang. It was.
So, I mean,
actually, I didn't even know until the actual trial that it was gang-related.
Right.
I didn't even know until we went to testify, and they were like, "Yeah, it was supposedly gang-related, and you weren't the initial targets." And I was like,
"That sounds like a discussion for the next episode," because this is my first time hearing this.
Well, then when him and I started talking, he did not know a lot about the idea of how the city has worked since O'Malley's gotten in, and how pretty much since O'Malley, everybody who's been elected since has been people from his cabinet, and they have upheld. I think, except for the zero tolerance, I don't think they're still in the zero tolerance, but they have upheld everything else that he's done.
Which is crazy, because I as long as I've been in the city, I never noticed it until right after I met you, I started to notice a lot of things to the government, and that's why I'm paying more attention now versus than when I used to, because it's and that's why I was like, I saw Hillary's America, and I was like, I'm watching that shit, and I watched it, and I was like,
And the best part about it
all
was
makes sense.
There was no intention of me. We literally just, as we were talking, organically just started talking about politics, and I brought up things and asked him, and he's like, "Really?" He never knew that stuff happened, and then he opened my eyes to things that go on in the black community. And
I was always
he's told hears, and I'm like, jeez. But then we got to points where I was like, "Well, what is it?" Okay, so even if I sat there and felt like, okay, I need to, what can I do to help the black community? And that's what I like.
Them, do they?
But here's the thing. Here's my question. Okay, so here's my question. Is it Dr. Boyce Watkins?
Right.
Okay, is another YouTuber that we watch and kind of keep an eye on.
But he's a shit ton smarter than Umar. Because when I first
he's legit versus Umar. But here's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
He's pressing for black-owned businesses, and he really badmouths anything that he has any kind of white ownership. And then I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's what it is. So when I watch stuff like that, and I agree that when he says that blacks should have more black-owned businesses and that should fix the community, that's great. But when you're out there saying that whites are racist and they're oppressing, and I say, okay, how can I help? If I open a business and provide jobs, is somebody like Boyce Watkins going to go, well, that's a white-owned business? Yeah, but if I'm providing jobs in a community for a black man, should you still be smack-talking me?
No, you shouldn't, because but then it's crazy because you look at all the Arabs and the Chinese, Korean, whatever, that are in the black community, and it's like, well, what about us? Because my mom and her fiance own a business in the black community where I grew up.
Right.
But then people badmouth their business because it's too much, but then they'll go to McDonald's or they go to the Chinese spot up the street, they go here, they go there, and they spend money with them, but not with their
that happens with local businesses, period.
Too much meaning it's too expensive.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, and this is like home
but that's
cooked
not a black
stuff.
community thing, because that's happening in the white businesses, too.
Because it's a
Local
mom and,
businesses.
like the mom
The
and
mom and
pop,
pop shop.
everything's
Yeah.
very expensive for them, while
'Cause they
big
have to.
corporate McDonald's...
It's like $5 versus
Yeah.
a whole meal, which
Yeah.
is like maybe less the calories and more flavor.
And nobody's
$2 more. It's
right.
like,
Nobody's looking at the fact of it's like better tasting
So-
and better ingredients and
They
unique.
just don't want to spend the money, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of that happens because people don't have jobs and they don't have the money anyway.
Right.
It's just a cycle.
It
It's a
is.
vicious
It is.
cycle.
Sadly, it is.
Hey guys, Squigio here. You may have noticed a slight difference in this show compared to the last couple of episodes. There were some hilarious drops in there provided by Hinske, as he was the one who edited this show. Episodes 1 and 2 with the music cut-ins, that was all me. So keep that in mind as you leave us feedback at our podcast at googlegroups.com or via voicemail at 330-577-8445. Let us know whose editing style you liked better. Right now, we're still doing half-hour episodes, but we're very soon going to try and make it a little longer than that. Most importantly, we still don't know what to call the podcast, so write down those details, check them out in the show notes, put a reminder on your calendar, whatever you need to make sure that you reach out to us and tell us what you think.